Live from downtown Oklahoma City, Oklahoma's own News 9 starts now.
6 a.m. on a Friday morning. Good morning, Oklahoma. Lisa, how are we doing today?
We're doing good because it's Friday. We've made it.
Hard to believe. Most kids are in school. Lacey, as we come to you, football starts at OU.
Yes.
2 weeks from tomorrow?
Right.
And I think OSU starts 2 weeks from yesterday.
That's
they
right.
Play like a Thursday night game.
You're right. It's Thursday.
It's going to be here, right?
It's going to be here before you know it. There are a lot of high school scrimmages.
Yes.
That's all getting underway next week. So we are definitely getting right back into the swing of things, right back into all of our favorite patterns. Right now, the heat is one of the biggest stories for all the practices going on. There's a lot of two-a-days, everything in the morning. Definitely, obviously, cooler. The afternoon, after-school practices. It's hot. And today, it's dangerously hot. So hydration is key. Dressing appropriately is key. Heat advisories from 105 to 110. Western Oklahoma, still dangerously hot. It's just that advisory is based on the heat index. You're still going to be above 100 degrees. I'll show you in a second. Your Lucky Star Skycam Network on your Friday morning. Good morning, Norman. It is 73. I-35 traffic at Tecumseh is looking good, north and southbound. Temperatures in the upper 70s in Kingfisher. You'll be much hotter later today. 79 in Kingfisher is good. 75 in Chandler, 73 in Chickasha. We've got some low 70s to upper 70s, some 60s in the far west. It is a warm one this morning, and south winds will be about 10 to 20 this afternoon. And with everyone heading to school today, 96 coming home with a heat index of 105. We got a couple cold fronts we're tracking. They keep getting stronger, more frequent. We'll talk about it in just a minute.
Dispatch clear on that engine 23. It looks like PD's reporting multiple victims now.
Oklahoma City police say a killer is on the run after a deadly drive-by shooting in southeast Oklahoma City. This was the scene playing out about 8 a.m. yesterday morning near Southeast 21st and High. Officers say if you know anything about what happened, someone drove by, shot into the home. One person was killed, one person rushed to the hospital, but they do not have that suspect yet. Call the homicide tip line 405-297-1200 if you know anything about that gunman. Down in Lawton, the Oklahoma Highway Patrol says one person is dead after a plane crash. The Highway Patrol confirms it was the pilot as the only person on board when the aircraft crashed into a field about 12 miles near the Lawton area. The NTSB is investigating the cause of the crash. The pilot's name has not been released.
Well, Oklahoma City police are working to dispel a rumor addressing online claims that there's a serial killer on the loose here in Oklahoma City. And several videos on social media are claiming that the alleged killer is cutting off the faces of their victims. But the department says those claims are not true. In a statement on social media, they say spreading unfounded rumors causes unnecessary fear and distracts from real public safety issues. Well, Enid police arrest a man on multiple felony complaints following an undercover investigation. Nila Vogel was arrested after driving to Enid with the intention of meeting a 14-year-old girl at a park. That's what, according to officials. Investigators say he used multiple platforms to chat with and share pornographic images with an undercover detective posing as a teenager.
It is 6:05 on a Friday morning. Switching gears, we're talking with Megan Gold. You're eyeing that bus stop forecast and the roads this morning. Megan, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Robin. The bus stop, it's a warm start to the day, but we're dry. Really no weather impacts to your morning commute. We've got a shot from our Stephen Owsley. He is at the Scissortail Bridge there at I-40. Looks good for those of you traveling I-40. And I do have a couple other shots for you across the metro right now. I-35 on the south side, looking to the north. Looks good there. And then if you're coming in from the north side into downtown, Broadway Extension looks good as well. The morning drive starting to pick up here. We're in the mid-70s here in Oklahoma City by about 7 o'clock. And then for the evening commute, it will be a toasty one across the metro right now. We don't have any accidents or anything to slow you down. Just be careful. And as always, watch the school zones. Now that school is back in session, your drive times right now in Oklahoma City are good to go from all directions.
6:05 other headlines right now. A federal judge throws out a lawsuit filed by State Superintendent Ryan Walters. The superintendent was suing against a nonprofit he said was trying to stop school-sponsored prayer in Oklahoma. The Freedom from Religion Foundation actually sent 2 letters to 2 school districts asking the districts to stop making students pray in public school. Superintendent Walters sued the nonprofit, saying the group interfered with the education department's ability to oversee schools. The judge, though, dismissed the suit, saying he could not prove real injury.
Well, so many kids are feeling the excitement of heading back to school, but we spoke with one metro agency who says for foster kids, heading back to class can bring a whole new set of challenges. Officials at TFI Family Connection say that stability and structure help students with their academics and well-being, but many foster kids don't have that privilege. Foster care supervisor Olivia Cosper says it's a good idea for parents to talk to their children about foster care to help avoid bullying.
Really encouraging those open environments for those children to feel safe and secure in discussing those thoughts and emotions is going to be super significant for their well-being.
There is always a need for foster parents. If you are interested in fostering or you'd just like to donate to this organization, we have linked their information to news9.com.
Well, it is back to school, and across the state, some big changes as teachers are starting the new school year. Students, too, having to adhere to some new state laws.
Might take a little bit to get used to it, but that new bell-to-bell, no cell phone law bans cell phones in the classroom. Our Capitol reporter Haley Hetrick has more.
Education is always a top priority for state lawmakers. As a mom herself, State Senator Kristen Thompson has a firsthand view of the challenges facing Oklahoma kids and families.
I am living this every day.
As a mom of 3 and a state senator, Kristen Thompson wears 2 hats.
What's responsible policy and responsible investment? And then there's also the very personal aspect of how does this affect my children?
But in the education sector, those hats tend to overlap, which is what helped her when she was crafting the legislation to limit virtual school days.
We were seeing that virtual days, the content, the rigor, definitely subpar and not where we want our children to be.
And it wasn't just happening in her own home.
I got emails from a mom who said she had to take 7 weeks of PTO just to help accommodate all the virtual days. That's not sustainable for any family.
While the law won't go into effect until the 2026-27 school year, some districts are already making the shift for this year.
I think there's a lot of districts out there that are being forward thinking.
An important step to increase educational outcomes.
It is much easier to respond if we're following the data versus react because we have issues inside the state.
That's also why the legislature passed the law to limit cell phone usage in schools for this year.
Technology is advancing at light speed. And I know even as a mom trying to manage all of this, sometimes it's very overwhelming.
The overall goal of keeping kids focused on learning without distractions.
I expect our educational outcomes to increase because of that bill.
For Oklahoma's Own, I'm Haley Hetrick.
The total state education budget is $5.6 billion, which represents 46% of the overall state budget. Boy, we love seeing your back-to-school photos. Lisa, we got some good ones today.
Yes, let's take a look at Ellie and Caleb going into 5th and 3rd grade. That might be Kaylee.
Kaylee, yeah, Ellie and Kaylee, I think. Yeah, there you go.
They're so cute.
Oh, I love it. We wish them the best back-to-school year. How about Randall? He's going in 1st grade. Oh, yeah. Sweet. He's like, okay, Mom, I'm smiling, yes. I promise.
So cute. And we want to show you Stevie. Stevie for her first day of 2nd grade, looking good. Oh my goodness, so many kiddos to celebrate heading back to class. And of course, you know, the no cell phone thing is happening. So remind your kids, if they have the smartwatches too, those are not allowed in a lot of schools as well.
I thought it was interesting. I saw one teacher online who said, it was interesting, my state banned phones. He said, and something crazy happened. The students started asking questions. They weren't looking down. And after they got finished with their assignment, they started talking to each other. And so it was fostering relationships. Sure. So he thought it was a great thing. I mean, Lacey, it is interesting, the comments that we've been getting.
Yeah, I'm just curious. I posted on my personal Facebook page about it, just asking people, you know, well, how's it been these first few days? Many of the parents have said their kids are coming home saying, we talked at lunch. I met new people. I talked to a lunch lady who said, you know what, kids are eating more than I have seen in years because at lunch, they're sitting there eating. Yeah. There was a teacher that said, you know, it actually really has complicated things because my entire lesson plan has been based on QR codes and them using their phone during class. They're having to completely rethink how they teach. And there was another mom that said, I had to buy my son an actual watch and he's 16 and he had to learn at 16 to tell time because he's never needed to.
It's so true. We get so used to that technology, even maps on the road, like, you know, it's like just turn right, turn left. And I'm always like, what street are you on? Oh, I don't know. It just says turn, you know? I mean, so it's like, it's interesting how this is fostering good conversations. You didn't think that this would be the outcome. I didn't really think that way, but it's like, it's so good to hear that this is what's happening.
Yeah. I mean, on my page alone, it's just been mainly positive, but there have definitely been some that are like, hey, this is causing hiccups. So it's interesting. I guess it's continuing. The year has just begun, guys. We're starting right now in the 70s, the 80s. It's a hot one from the school day. It's going to be warm at the bus stop, 70s and 80s. This afternoon, 90s. More heat into the weekend and a slight chance for rain Sunday. That chance is higher out west. I'll have your full forecast coming up.
And still ahead, an Oklahoma pediatrician is now facing a second-degree murder charge in the death of her young daughter. The account from investigators that's changing the case.
All right, that bus stop forecast this morning. Watch the school zones, watch the bus stops in the neighborhood, and keep sending in your pictures, please. They are so fun.
We love to see
the best part of our year, honestly.
Yes.
Gives you something to smile about.
We love them. We have a very special one to share this morning. So Hank and Patty Brown, our storm tracking duo, their grandbaby's first day of school was earlier this week, and they sent this picture in, and I just can't get over it. They're the cutest things ever. This is their daughter, Ashley, and their boys, her boys. This is Kempton and Kyron. Are they? Oh my God.
I love their names.
I know. Oh my gosh.
Kempton and Kyron.
Yes.
That's so cool.
Their mama, Ashley, I mean, she's stunning, and you can tell they look just like her. They look like their daddy, too.
Oh,
so,
I love it.
Absolutely the cutest family, the sweetest family. And Patty and Hank, they are so incredibly proud of their family, of their grandsons, and so are we. So we just wanted to share it. Happy back to school. This week has been so fun. I just want to squeeze him. He's missing his two front teeth. And little brother just in awe of bigger brother. It's the sweetest. All right, keep the pictures coming for sure. For the kiddos heading out this morning, dressing for summertime. Yeah, it's going to be warm to start and hot coming home. We were talking earlier that a lot of the different districts, they don't have outdoor recess when it's to a certain threshold. Many didn't have outdoor recess yesterday. That will likely be the case again today for those that make that decision. 96 degrees this afternoon. The heat index will be a factor as hot as 100, but possibly as hot as 110 in several areas. So statewide, it's a scorcher today, and it's going to be hot over the next several days. And no huge warm up. In fact, today is probably the hottest on the heat index for the next several. 102 tomorrow, 102 on Sunday, 100 into the start of next week. Then a cold front moves in, and it's enough that, again, you will notice the difference. More cloud cover, less humidity. It looks amazing. Our Lucky Star Sky Cam network, there's a shot right now in control room. Don't hate me, but I know you built a beautiful 6-box. If we can just show it of the sunrise going on. Thank you so much. Crystal clear skies across the region. It is beautiful. Look at the ombre effect with the sun coming up on your Friday. Nothing to slow you down weather-wise. Megan will have your full traffic update and what to expect on the roads coming up in just a minute. Temps are in the 70s, the low 80s at 74 in Enid, 75 in Chandler, 77 in Rush Springs, 74 in Weatherford, 72 in Watonga, 72 in Ponca City, and there are 60s out in the Panhandle. It's warm. It's a little on the gusty side for folks out west. We're talking 10 to 20 mile an hour winds, and really across the metro, similar to yesterday, our wind will be out of the south at about 10 to 20, which helps for folks that have to work outdoors for sure. That breeze helps cool you off, and when you get in the shade, it makes it feel a whole lot better. You'll notice that higher heat index. It'll feel much more humid. You step outside and it kind of hits you in the face. It's one of those types of days on your Friday. 105 to 110 for feel-like temperatures. Now, there's the heat dome, this bubble of high pressure. Under it, there's sinking air around it. The jet stream winds kind of flow clockwise. That's steering a tropical disturbance in the Gulf of Mexico back over towards San Jose. Likely will become a named storm, and we're watching Erin out in the Atlantic will become a hurricane later today, eventually a Cat 4 out over the open waters. Won't make landfall the way it looks across the United States. The heat dome is dominating our pattern, but watch what it does as we head into next week. Here's Tuesday, August 19th. Storm system from the north brings a front in. Rain chances go up on Wednesday. It's about 30% chance as of now, several days away. That pushes to the south, and behind it, we're not dealing with the extreme heat. The extreme heat is going to be back here over the Four Corners region. Then another front makes its way in, and that's talking the end of next week, around the 23rd, 24th, and that final week of August looks below average. More on that as it gets closer. Right now it's the heat, 70s out the door and 70s out the door tomorrow morning. Here's tomorrow afternoon, mid-90s, 98 in Clinton, 99 in Enid, mid-90s on Sunday. But Sunday will have a little bit more cloud cover and the chance for a couple pop-up thunderstorms. May have more widespread rain from Sayre to Cheyenne to Arnett to Woodward to Alva. It's a 40% chance. And we'll watch for some of those storms to have some stronger winds with them. So stay tuned through the weekend. Monday, 94, Tuesday, 94. The relief is here behind that front, and that front moves in Tuesday night. Back to you.
Lacey, thank you. Topping national news in Anchorage, Alaska, a big meeting between President Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin is drawing protesters. This organized protest comes ahead of the summit discussing the war in Ukraine. The U.S. president announced if the summit succeeds, he could bring the Ukrainian president to Alaska for a subsequent three-way meeting.
Other headlines, the producer price index, which tracks costs for manufacturers and sellers, surged 0.9% in July. It's actually the biggest that it's jumped in 3 years. Economists say the increase is suggesting the tariffs are driving up the cost of imported goods, and consumers could face more price hikes in the future.
Now, Target and Ulta have announced they will not renew their partnership when their current agreement concludes. The companies say they mutually agreed on this decision, and both remain committed to delivering a seamless shopping experience until their partnership ends. That's in August of 2026.
6:20 on a Friday morning. Time for a traffic report. Megan Gold watching the roads for us. How we doing, Megan?
Hey, good morning. Keep an eye on a gorgeous start to your Friday morning. The sunrise is so very beautiful, and I'll show you that here in just a second. For those of you that commute early in the morning, you probably noticed that our sunrises are getting later and later. We're about 30 to 35 minutes later than our July 14th sunrise. That was our earliest sunrise of the whole year at 6:14. Sunrise this morning at 6:49. And by September 1st, we're already in the 7 o'clock sunrises, and it just gets later and later. From there, by November, we're almost at an 8 o'clock sunrise before we fall backwards, and it gets a little bit better. Here's the view from our American Fidelity camera. Check it out. It is gorgeous from our Norman camera. If you are headed out the door right now, the roadways, they look great. I-44 and I-40 looking to the south, Northwest Expressway and Lake Hefner Parkway. No problems there. A little farther to the north and really across the metro. All good to go. Just watch the school zones. Watch for the buses and the kiddos. Guys, back over to you.
Megan, thanks so much. Hey, coming up, the Oklahoma City Thunder schedule for the new season is out. Our Steve McGeehee's take on what it means for the team and who comes to town the day we get the championship rings. A little sweet revenge next. All right, welcome back. The Oklahoma City Thunder's 2025-26 schedule is out. Fast forward to March. It's going to be the longest road trip of the year. It's a 5-game stretch from Orlando to Brooklyn to D.C. to Philly and Boston. And here's what our guy Steve McGeehee thinks about this year's Thunder schedule.
To no one's surprise, a big target on OKC's back this year. The first Western Conference playoff opponent from last year to visit Paycom Center will be Minnesota in late November. The Pacers do not come to Paycom until late January. Meanwhile, Nikola Jokic and the Nuggets don't show up in Oklahoma City until late February and once again in early March. The toughest back-to-back of the season may be early in the season with the Warriors and Lakers coming to Paycom on consecutive nights. But if Oklahoma City makes it to the NBA Cup Finals in Las Vegas, if they play in that game out there, the very next night they have to come home and take on the LA Clippers. Toby, back to you.
All right, we'll take it this morning. Steve, thanks so much. One interesting note, the Thunder's first home game will be October 21st, and it is against Houston, the Rockets.
Be some sweet revenge with that one, maybe?
Kevin Durant will be here as they raise the banner. The team will get their championship rings. It'll kind of be interesting to see KD's reaction coming back to OKC, them getting all the excitement of that.
Someone's going to wear a cupcake costume. I'm just calling it, okay? It's going to happen. You know, they're also going to play on Christmas here at home. There's a whole stretch of home games. That's exciting,
34 games on TV. I mean, the Thunder #1. So, I mean, they're definitely going to have some interesting TV schedules as well. On TV right now, let's go over to Lacey Swope. She's in the Bob Mills Weather Center with the outdoor forecast. Hey, Lacey.
Good morning, guys. We're excited to talk about the outdoors across Oklahoma. We were talking earlier how we've only had the one 100-degree day in Oklahoma City. That's largely due to the lack of drought. That's because of how much rain we've had across Oklahoma. When you look across the nation, really, you get east of the Rocky Mountains, you will not find extreme or exceptional drought anywhere. It's been amazing. It's not just Oklahoma that's really been dealing with a wet summer. There are a couple of areas that are kind of in the dry category, but there is no drought showing up in any of our 77 counties. That's because of the amount of rain we picked up. Many areas are at or above normal. Now, the last 30 days, you can see it's been a little dry from Stillwater to Guthrie, some points off to our east, and we got more heat building as we head through the next few days. There's a sneak peek of your 9-day forecast. We're going to talk much more about what to expect coming up with this heat building. Back to you.
Lacey, thank you. Still ahead, the judge in former death row inmate Richard Glossop's case steps down, halting a scheduled hearing when a new judge could take over. Coming up.
You're watching Oklahoma's own News 9 this morning.
Oh, goodness, it is 6:30 on a Friday, the end of the work week and the school week. It started yesterday for some and ends today.
Hey, you're looking live. This is El Reno at the bus barn, and they are getting ready to get after it. This is day 2 of back to school for El Reno students. Just remember to watch those school zones. Megan's going to have another look at traffic for us coming up in just a moment.
A reminder to slow down in those school zones as you head out. A lot of kiddos waking up early, still getting adjusted to that early alarm clock and then recess. It's going to be a little hot today, Lace.
It will be a warm one for sure. It's warm this morning. Look at these temperatures behind me. El Reno, 73 degrees right now. That was a live shot as the buses were heading out to pick up all the kiddos on this Friday morning. 74 in Arcadia. At Tinker, it's 77 at Lake Thunderbird. A couple of the areas like downtown with all the concrete around the pavement, 80 in Kingfisher, 75 in Stillwater, 76 in Shawnee. Definitely warm. South winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. The wind's really not a major factor today, but you'll notice it this afternoon at about 10 to 20, a little gusty at times. 101, that's where we're headed in Enid. 102 in Alva, back above the century mark in southwest Oklahoma as well. And those that don't reach 100, when you tack on the humidity, which dew point values today, they're in the 70s. Some lower mid 70s off into eastern Oklahoma where it will feel even hotter. So these are the feel-like temperatures that you will experience. Now I'm tracking a cold front that arrives next week. Before it gets here, rain opportunities and some folks for the weekend. You'll see some showers. How that may impact your plans, it's coming up.
More headlines right now. An Oklahoma pediatrician from Edmond is accused of killing her 4-year-old little girl while they were in Florida at a rental home property. She's now facing a second-degree murder charge. News 9's Brianna Brown joins us with the new details of the case. Brianna?
Yes, Robin. Court records show that Oklahoma pediatrician Nigh Gupta has now been charged with second-degree murder in connection with the death of her 4-year-old daughter, Aria Talathi. Now, investigators say Nigh Gupta smothered her daughter, Aria, and faked her drowning at a Florida rental home. According to the initial arrest warrant, Gupta told police she had found her daughter in the pool in the middle of the night. Law enforcement originally recommended a first-degree murder charge against Gupta for Aria's death.
Based on what I've seen from the autopsy report that was revealed through the medical examiners, it showed everything consistent with her or someone doing a deliberate act.
Gupta was arrested on June 30th at her home in Oklahoma City. She was extradited to Miami-Dade County, where she has been in custody pending trial. Now, prosecutors have dropped Gupta's charge of aggravated manslaughter of a child. She will be in court later this morning. Live in Oklahoma City, Brianna Brown, Oklahoma's own News 9.
We'll be watching that case in Florida. We're also watching developments in a courtroom in Oklahoma. A court hearing for former Oklahoma death row inmate Richard Glossop was abruptly halted yesterday. The judge recused herself. Oklahoma County District Judge Heather Coyle has been the presiding judge since April. She gave no reason for her departure. A new judge will handle the case. Richard Glossop's next court appearance is set for September the 4th. And we'll continue watching that story from the Oklahoma County District Court. Lisa, over to you.
Also in court yesterday, defense attorneys for accused deputy killer Ben Plank says that he can't be held forever. Plank is charged with shooting and killing Deputy Sergeant Bobby Schwartz back in August of 2022. He was ruled incompetent in 2023 and has been receiving treatment in a state facility for 2 years now with no success. Well, on Thursday, prosecutors put former Oklahoma Forensic Center Director Scott Orth on the stand, questioning the treatment methods. He says it can take up to 3 months for patients to receive evaluations. The judge has asked the Department of Mental Health for a list of Plank's medications. She said she'll issue a written decision about what comes next within the next 3 weeks.
All right, our Friday morning moving along. Kiddos getting up and at 'em, getting that breakfast going, lunch packed, and out the door to school very soon. Megan, good morning.
Good morning, Robin. The hustle and bustle for all the Oklahoma kiddos, it is underway, like you said, and hopefully they're going to enjoy the sunrise, just like Lacey and I are this morning. I tell you what, from our OCCC camera, really all of our shots across the metro right now are spectacular. The sun comes up here in about 15 minutes at 6:49. For those of you coming into Oklahoma City from the west side, I-40 and Meridian, it looks great. The roads are getting busier, but still don't want to jinx it, but no problems out there right now. Broadway extension looks great. So if you're coming into downtown or really traveling anywhere across the metro right now, all of our highways, city streets are free of any accidents and any big slowdowns. Again, watch the school zones as we're still transitioning into the beginning of the school year. Drive times are good from all directions. Back over to you all.
Megan, thank you. The families of 5 Glencoe athletes are now suing the OSSAA after it rejected an appeal over their eligibility.
Yeah, it's a high-profile story we're watching, and now attorneys for the coach and these student athletes argue the ruling is unconstitutional. News 9's Jordan Fremstead shares what the new court documents actually reveal.
I still don't even know exactly why we're here.
You've heard the disagreements.
Those boys haven't done a darn thing wrong.
These are good kids with a bright future.
At Wednesday's OSSAA meeting, board members held the fate of 4 student athletes' basketball seasons in their hands.
Here we are today with a tough decision for everybody.
The board unanimously rejected an appeal from Glencoe Public Schools to reinstate these 4 student athletes for the upcoming basketball season.
The true losers in this are these students that are sitting here today.
Attorneys Caleb Henney and Hannah Witten filed a lawsuit on behalf of the families, arguing OSSAA acted in violation of its own process rules and procedures.
A ruling that Rule 24 is being applied unconstitutionally, and damages for OSSAA's tortious interference with Glencoe's contract with Coach Schubert.
OSSAA previously stated that Glencoe basketball coach Garrett Schubert coached these players at a camp prior to their enrollment, which violates OSSAA rules. Glencoe Superintendent Jay Reeves says,
I wanted to clear up a few things.
That's not true.
And I said, just to be safe, do not coach him this year at all. So he hasn't even coached him for over a full year. I want to make it very clear, at no time did Coach Schubert and an AAU team ever come and use our gym.
I chose not to coach the AAU team this summer. While my son participated in some tournaments, I attended only as a parent.
Reeves says he told each family how to apply for the July 1st transfer portal, and he says they followed his instructions.
Every one of these boys, on my advice to their parents, did that correctly.
The board disagreed and made their decision.
Motion carries 12-0.
Reeves hopes the Payne County Court will agree with his student athletes and let them play.
And each one of these kids and families deserves better.
Jordan Fremstead, Oklahoma's own, News 9.
Really, it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. Even the governor weighing in on this. Governor Stitt says he is very disappointed in the OSSAA decision. He says it is perpetuating a system that bars students from the opportunity to compete. The governor is asking the OSSAA to reconsider the decision. We'll continue watching that story.
6:38 on your Friday. Kiddos heading back to class, waking up early. They're heading into the weekend. It's a short work week, but we sure like seeing these photos. Look at little Mila and Willow.
Oh my gosh, going into first grade. They got the bows and the backpacks and the matching shoes, and they are ready to go, and we're cheering for you girls. Look here. This is Kingston Pre-K. He is ready. I mean, he's got the pose down too, doesn't he?
Like, I got this, Mom. I got this, Dad. No big deal. Let's check out Samuel. Oh, little Samuel going into Pre-K. I love the Pre-K photos so much. That's my favorite age.
Oh my gosh, yeah. They don't talk back then.
That's right.
They just do what you say. Isn't that right, Lacey? Your boy's in Pre-K. How's that working for you?
We'll see. We'll see. He doesn't know yet that he can talk back. My daughter,
really?
Though. Oh my goodness.
She's teaching him.
She was early on that.
Does she try to teach him like she's the teacher of the classroom?
She absolutely does. And I'm thinking right now too, just all the pictures of him recently.
Yes.
When he smiles, he does like a pirate deal and he'll go, "Arr!" And that's like all my pictures of him like that.
I love it.
That's fantastic.
You're making a memory, that's for sure.
All the time. Exciting time of year for all families across Oklahoma. All the kiddos, the faculty, the staff heading to school, the colleges next week. I know. He'll say, "Arr, matey." Okay, temperatures in the 70s, warming to the 80s by mid-morning. And then we're talking really dangerous heat into the afternoon and into the weekend. How high does the mercury climb? What about the heat index? We'll get to all that coming up.
Also ahead, coming up, Oklahoma honors the life of former Governor George Nigh. Tributes from leaders across the state. In fact, former President Bill Clinton with the eulogy. You'll hear some of his remarks ahead on 9.
Plus, Will Rogers World Airport opened a new federal inspection station for international arrivals. How officials hope that it will pave the way for more overseas flights when we come back.
Welcome back, 6:43 on our Friday morning. We are ready for the weekend. You guys got big plans? What do you got going on this weekend?
I mean, we need to sleep, right? It's been a busy week, but there's always something going on.
Every parent's like, it's been exhausting trying to get to this point now.
2 to 3 days to kill this.
Right? Okay, we'll give you a little pass for the weekend.
You got big plans this weekend?
Well, Lacey and I have a conference we're speaking at. It's a deer hunting conference. That'll be on Saturday.
It's for women, right?
Our section is for women only.
Okay.
We're really excited about that. I think the sign up ended yesterday, but we'll share more on that.
Can ask questions,
yeah,
right?
It's kind of just a safe space.
I said I'm coming. Do you know that?
Yeah, Robin's going to come.
She's got some good questions.
What would you ask us, Robin?
I would say, why have you not taken me hunting with you?
That's good. She'd stand up in the middle of the room.
Because I talk too much, maybe?
You talk too much. We would smell your hairspray, which is wonderful. You look fantastic. But the wildlife would not appreciate it. And I don't know if you've ever tried to sit with Robin and say, hey, let's just have a moment of silence. She'll fill it. She'll feel that silence, that's for sure. Great things to talk about. We love to listen. Guys, today we're talking temperatures in the 70s, the 80s. It is hot, but fall will be here before you know it, and it'll be hunting season. Here's the countdown. Labor Day, 18 days away, and the average high at that point is in the upper 80s. Fall begins in 40 days. In the low 80s are average temperatures. Halloween will be here before you know it. 78 days, 67 is the temp, and of course on average 50s around the end of November for Thanksgiving. That is where we're headed. Just showing you that because right now we're very much in the thick of summer. We've got temperatures that are going to be in the 70s, 80s through mid-morning, eventually the mid-90s, but the heat index is going to be a big factor, and that is driven by the amount of Gulf moisture, the moisture content in the atmosphere. And you'll notice we've got a 71-degree reading in Oklahoma City. Those 70s extend all the way up to Canada, mid-70s down to the south, and that Gulf moisture is being pulled in by a south wind, and that in turn causes it to feel hotter to our skin. Our body's natural cooling mechanism does not work as efficiently, and it's dangerously hot. That's why the heat advisories, they are out. So today 105, 102 Saturday and Sunday, around the century mark Monday and Tuesday, and then to start of the middle portions of next week, a front moves in and drier air just filters on in, and that knocks down the heat index. And hey, much more manageable by the end of next week. And there are several Friday football games going on next week, and we'll talk about that as it gets closer. The weather will be much more, again, manageable. 73 is the temp right now. Skies are clear. Your Friday morning commute is underway. Megan will have traffic for you in just a minute. It's 80 in Kingfisher, 77 in Choctaw, 74 in Stillwater, Ardmore, 77. Winds are pretty light. We've had a couple gusts from Woodward to Fairview, back up near Hobart with 10 to 20 mile an hour gusts. That does ramp up into the afternoon a little bit. Here are your highs for today. Kingfisher, 99 degrees. Guthrie, 98. Look at the metro temps, mid-90s. Our average is 93. We are slightly above that today. We've been here several times during the summer, so get ready for it. 101 in Enid, 102 in Woodward, 101 in Altus, mid-upper 90s off to the east, but the heat index is what you will notice. So the takeaway from today, feeling like 105, 106 to 110, depending on your location. That's why, again, the heat advisory is out. And if you have the News 9 weather app, it alerted you to that. So you can kind of make the proper preparations if you got to work outdoors today. The heat dome, it's here. The monsoonal flow is still ongoing in the Rocky Mountains, bringing those daily shower and storm chances. Severe weather riding around the heat dome to the north. And there's the disturbance in the Gulf that is trying to become more organized, and over the next couple of days that moves over Texas, far south Texas, down along the border, and won't really have a major impact. Does not move into Oklahoma because the steering winds for us are from the heat dome, and that just keeps anything major from happening here. Might introduce some storm chances out in western Oklahoma on Sunday. And then as we head into Tuesday, we'll probably have widespread rain and storms going on in Nebraska, riding north to south. That drives a cold front down across Oklahoma by Wednesday of next week. That continues to push to the south and just filters in more pleasant conditions for the end of next week. And a stronger front still looking good in the data in the extended forecast, talking around the 24th, 25th. We'll see the timing of it. Really cool temperatures along the Great Lakes, a true fall feel, and we'll see how far to the south that can make it. Speaking of the tropics, there's that disturbance I was speaking of. There is an area of low pressure. Don't think it'll become named because it's quickly going to move over land. But otherwise, in the tropics, out over the Atlantic is Erin. Erin becomes a Cat 1 hurricane coming up for this afternoon. In fact, right now, winds are very close to being at Cat 1 category, likely a Category 4 as we head into Monday morning. But then it kicks back out to sea. It doesn't really impact the land the way it looks. 72 overnight tonight. It'll be warm to start off your weekend. Hot Saturday afternoon, mid-90s. Mid-90s again on Sunday. There is a chance for a few thunderstorms. Higher chance will be in western Oklahoma. And then here comes that front midweek. Lacey and Robin, back to you. I mean, Lisa.
I'll take it now.
We answer to anything.
Yeah, you can call me whatever you want, Lacey. Hey, Oklahoma lawmakers can now use campaign funds on safety and security measures while holding office. This change comes in the wake of political violence in another state, that's Minnesota. The Oklahoma Ethics Commission decided lawmakers can use campaign funds on home security cameras, motion sensors, and cybersecurity software, but they can't be used for hiring a security guard or buying weapons. News 9 political analyst Scott Mitchell says he understands lawmakers' concerns.
When you see local legislators being woken up at their home in the middle of the night and murdered, and you see the sort of overwhelming fear that is gripping this nation in terms of our politics and the deep divisions and the general nastiness, the person has to be prudent, and this is a prudent move.
The opinion limits those security expenses to the individual lawmaker, not their family members or staff.
Now that we have this facility, we've taken away one of the impediments to having the service. And so now it's really up to the airlines to add the service. All right.
Out at the Oklahoma City Will Rogers International Airport, a federal inspection station is officially underway. Airport officials say this is where U.S. Customs and Border Protection officers will inspect arriving international passengers, crew, cargo, and their belongings. American Airlines starts its nonstop service between Oklahoma City and Cancun November 8th. You girls ready to go?
Let's go. Pack your bags.
We're looking for a trip, right? Okay, yeah, direct from OKC to Cancun. That's a pretty good deal. We're watching the traffic, too, for you this morning.
Sure are. 6:50 on your Friday. If you're heading out the door, we're going to check in with Megan Gold to see what the roadways are looking like this morning, Megan.
Hey, roads are still looking really good here on your Friday morning. Of course, no impacts weather-wise to the morning drive, but it is a little busy out there as school has started. The school zones are kind of in effect, if you will, so really reduce that speed. Watch for the kiddos. Broadway extension to 235. It looks great again, getting a little busier on the south side, I-35 at South 66, looking off towards the north from downtown. Of course, I-35 gets pretty busy this time of morning. It still does look good, but again, it's getting busier out there. So no accidents, no big time slowdowns that you need to be aware of. So your drive times into Oklahoma City right now are good to go from all directions. Guys, back over to you.
Megan, thanks so much. Oklahoma says goodbye to former Governor George Nigh. He died last month at 98 years old. Dignitaries from across the state and nation coming to honor his life and legacy yesterday. In his second visit to Oklahoma this year, former U.S. President Bill Clinton came to remember his longtime friend. The two were elected governors, Bill Clinton of Arkansas, George Nigh of Oklahoma, at the same time.
He was older than me, and he knew a few things I didn't. And one was what I just told you. You have to decide what to do with every new day. You have to decide that you're going to make it better. You have to decide that you're not going to give up on other people.
George Nigh loved Oklahoma, a true statesman. In fact, you are asked to donate to the Donna Nigh Foundation in honor of Governor George Nigh. It will go to help support Oklahomans with developmental disabilities.
6:51 on your Friday, and coming up on the Coca-Cola porch, we're checking out the Oklaflow final. Say that 3 times fast. It's at River Sport. You can see the nation's best flow boarders right here at 9. We're back after this.
All right, join us at 9 a.m. Oh, it is a big day today because guess what? Today, we're giving away that Ford Bronco Sport. It's been a summer of fun. We've had 300,000 entries. And today, one lucky Oklahoman will walk away with the keys to that Ford Bronco Sport. That is a cool looking car.
I know, I want it.
Yeah, we want it.
Can't wait to see who wins. Yeah, hey, in the spirit of back to school, we're showing you some of our back to school picks. Who do we have here?
All right, on the left
how cute is that?
Our photojournalist. That's Stephen Owsley.
That's so cute.
That's what you always see him out there showing you what's happening on the road.
Okay, but on the right, ready? Okay.
We know her. Any guesses?
Fired up.
What's the mascot of Kiefer?
The Trojans.
Okay.
I was captain of this cheerleading squad.
You were.
I was the only senior, so it just kind of fell on me. Small school. I would cheer and then played basketball, and it was always the running around back and forth.
That's what you do at small schools.
Changing the costumes.
Do it both, right? Hey, it's been a great week. Watch those school zones today, and we'll see you back here after 7.